I'm in a.
We still waking up. We still waking up, man.
I'm up. It's just I'm in a. Just for lack of a better term, keeping it real. I'm in a pretty somber space, man. This year been super fucking crazy. And I don't want to spend the whole time talking about shit I got going on or anything like that. But just the number one thing that's really been like the centerpiece of this entire year, or the theme of this year for me has been just transitions, man. Like it's been so many back to back to back to back to back. I mean, if I named all of them in chronological order, people would think I'm just making shit up or either reading the obituary. But like, it's kind of hard when you got like a very big circle or network of people, whether directly or indirectly, that you've been affiliated with at one point in time in life or another. And yeah, it's been a unrealistic year. That's the only way I can put it. Salute to everybody that's going through their own variation of, the process that comes along with losing a loved one or a series of loved ones. But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. I ain't even got it like that for real today. I'm just here in perpetuity, or like Marshawn Lynch said, I'm just here so I don't get fined, boss. You know what I'm saying?
We here with you. We here with you. Sure, it's part of this Triple C's family, man. We want to send as much love your way, man. We gonna uplift. This is what this show is all about. Is tapping in to something that what I'm saying, that we love to do, and no matter what the trials and tribulations that we go through in life, that we just try to bottle all that shit up and show up to work, but we understand that life is, and we're human, and so do what you gotta do, baby. We here for you, bro. We gonna uplift you with your spirits, man. We all trust me. This is my God's gift. Just let the show go on. Some it's gonna be one topic I know that I can get you fired up on. Cause you see the NBA shit is getting wicked out there. You know what I'm saying? And this is current events and content, all types of shit. So I already know your boy Doc Rivers, motherfucking he got a new show coming out. You see the Clippers? You see the Clippers? You see the Clippers, bro?
Yeah, I ain't fucking with Cowboy Curtis. Yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah, I saw that shit.
You saw that, bro? I'm ready to tune in because I was a good fan of the Lakers when they love Memory Lane. How they you seen the documentary?
Showtime, yeah, Showtime.
It wasn't even the documentary; it was the show, like the actual
Showtime,
joint.
yeah, the Showtime, yeah.
Yeah, the Showtime was a good show, man. I love that show, man.
I'm interested to see Ed O'Neill, aka Al Bundy, playing Donald Sterling. I think that's gonna be funny as hell.
Cause you know how he is.
Yeah, and Ed O'Neill, all-time great actor. So
he look like he's just gonna say the word N word.
I can't wait to see.
He got N word written all over his face.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that shit. That shit gonna be
perfectly cast. It's already looking like a good cast. It's already like a good cast just from the front cover of the guy they got playing Doc Rivers, which is
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne and put on some Lawrence Fishburne weight. I swear to God.
Shit, that man about 70.
I know. Then you start doing the math. You like he supposed to have that weight on. He supposed to have that weight on. Lawrence Fishburne is somebody's great grandfather out here in these streets.
You remember his daughter was doing porn and shit, right?
Yeah, he did. I hope he got more. I hope he got more kids. I hope he got more kids out there because I did find out. I went down that rabbit hole. You know when you go down that rabbit hole, when you keep on, you trying to find it. You trying to find it. And you trying to figure out what the fuck the video is. I went searching for that motherfucker too, boy. I was so highly disappointed. Yeah. I said, boy, your daddy's such a renowned actor. I would thought you would
Yeah, that shit look like they shot this shit in the back of Calhoun. That terrible. But yeah, shout out to the homie Olos real quick before we get all the way into the show, man. Condolences to him and his family as well, man. He's dealing with the transition of his mom.
Yes,
and that was another thing that kind of had me like in that mode per se. Where, you know what I'm saying? It's just like just reflective, man. Like it's been a lot of great people that have done a lot of great things, man. And at some point throughout the time of the show tonight, I just want to make sure I take the time to salute those people or what have you. But
yes,
I don't want to spend the whole 2 hours just, mourning and somber and shit. But like I said, that's just I'm always pretty transparent. So, usually I can fake it with the best of them, but I just ain't got that shit today for real. I keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to all those people and everybody, his whole family and everything like that.
But this comedy shit, man. I've been watching. I saw. I watched it a while ago, but I've been studying it a little bit more now. Cat on when he was on Joe Rogan, and like some of the things that he was just speaking of for real, like it kind of went over my head the first time I saw it, so I went back and just started watching it again. And I think it's a weird thing that happens in entertainment where it's almost like a imaginary line in the sand where you get around, not you, but you know, a lot of people get when black people get around white folks, it's almost like they introduce a whole different variation of themselves for real. And I just be wondering, what is it about the illusion of white ice being colder that makes people feel like they have to be somebody else when it's like, if Cat would have gave the same interview on Shannon Sharp, nobody would have gave a fuck. And the things that he would talk about on the Joe Rogan interview was far more important than Steve Harvey and, you know, whoever else he was dragging on the first jump. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand, why do we have to always pretend to be ignorant with each other, but then we beg for somebody to take us serious. What up, JT? JT watching. Shout out to JT. Why is that though, in your opinion? Like, why do you, and that's for you as well, G, as always, you know, moderating and behind the boards, making sure we got everything where we needed to be. Why do you think that's the case, man?
Repeat the question again?
Why is it that when Cat Williams was on Joe Rogan's it's Joe Rogan's podcast, he gave a far different interview? And I get, you know, some of it is just the subject matter in general, but how come he couldn't be that intellectual on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay?
Because Joe Rogan is the same type of style. They drinking on that podcast too?
I would assume so. If not, definitely smoking, because Joe's a big advocate for bud.
I haven't really dived into Joe Rogan podcast. A lot of people been trying to send me his way, you know what I'm saying? I do it as my due diligently, is trying to find out different little clips to be I don't think we had too many Joe Rogan conversations yet on this podcast, so ain't too many stuff to send me my way. And no shade on Joe Rogan, and the fact that I ain't tuned into your shit yet. It's just, you know what I'm saying, I got a lot of people shit that I'm tuning into, and you just on the list. But I definitely hear about a lot of stuff that's going on that way. So I don't know the type of style podcast per se, but I definitely know the type of energy that you put towards him on Joe Rogan. But I don't think Joe Rogan is as whitewashed to be on for somebody to prop her up. Are you saying that he put on
he put on his white folk?
He put on his white folk vote for Joe Rogan?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the conversation that him and Joe Rogan had collectively was far more intelligent and insightful than the gossip that we as black people automatically expect from, say, a Cat Williams. Like, Cat Williams is so much more intelligent than Money Mike, but it's like we only want to hear from Money Mike.
And I feel like we all knew that him on that on Shannon Sharp podcast, that he was playing with the narrative of setting his tour. His tour is wrapped around that whole darn that whole segment on him on Shannon Sharp. I really feel like that was strategically done. He really strategically played with people's head and went straight on tour right after that. And he was already on tour, but I think it was like the second leg of the tour, and he just put that extra run on that motherfucker. And you see, he just been running on stage ever since then. And
okay, but to take it a step further, why are we, as quote-unquote stereotypical black people, attracted to that level of malice?
The ratchet is everything right now.
Oh, JT. They call in, JT, 804-215-1555. He commented that the topics were different. Call in, bro. We want to hear from you. 804-215-1555, excuse me. Go ahead, Trey, what you about to say?
The ratchet is everything, bro. I understand that, because we talk about it a lot on this podcast on how certain individuals, like why is people heartbeat jumping off of negative fucking content or negative just shit that's popping up on social media, memes is just going viral off of viruses of somebody else losing it all, like losing their whole image. And why is that the because people are bored, man. I don't understand. I'm really where I'm at. I know niggas is bored, and motherfuckers don't got nothing to do better than just to see somebody else. It's really soap opera at its finest. You know what I'm saying? This is soap opera 24/7. Usually you have to wait for soap opera to come on and give us the bullshit. Now we create it's like they know the facts ain't true, but we'll go off.
Why is it entertaining? Is my question.
Huh?
Why is it entertaining?
Wow, it was so proper entertaining. Because that shit was the boringest shit I ever seen in my goddamn
It's like
life.
watching a train wreck.
It's like watching a train. It's like you literally know the train's ready to wreck, and I'm talking about that's tuned in. That's how the news was made. The news was made off watching something that they don't know ready to happen, but it looked like it's ready to go downhill. And people love to jump on board of some shit that's ready to go downhill. The most watched shit on the news was motherfucking probably a police chase, and niggas probably said we can. Wait, you see all the views that we just got out that police chase just now? Nigga, the shit went up. The police chase ended up in an actual good. It was a good citizen. Probably the first police chase was actually somebody. It was a misunderstanding probably. But we watched it the whole time thinking that, oh my god, that motherfucker probably like he running from everything. And we latch on to the negative really, basically. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, those are the type of shits that hit. It's really playing with the narrative of
but my question is why? Why is it so enticing to so many people?
That's I don't know, man.
I asked you too though, G, because I said you older than me, bro. Like
I couldn't tell you.
you've been black longer than I've been. Bro.
Yeah, I'm still black longer than you, but I couldn't tell you. I have no idea why. Like I can tell you right off the bat, I was a Cat Williams fan.
Mm-hmm.
You said you was.
Yeah, I'm not really as much, and that's for personal reasons. Nothing against him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a psychological thing with me. Was why I don't listen to Cat Williams anymore. I'll tell y'all one day after the show's not on.
Okay.
But I think Cat knew, and I agree with what Trey said. Cat knew that the minute he did what he did, ticket sales would go off the chain for his thing. He knew that. That's why I don't give that much credence to what he said, because I think a lot of it was.
Get ready for the show.
A lot of it was, Okay, here we go. All right, you got you on who? Oh, what show is this? Triple C. Who we got on the radio?
Turn your phone down.
Yeah, keep turning the background down.
That motherfucker sound like he listened to some
Rush Limbaugh,
some Musa Muhammad type stuff. Like you ready to?
Hey, yo, to the caller that we got on the line, can you turn your background?
That's us, eh?
All right, hopefully they'll call back.
Y'all call
you know
back
what?
in.
Hold on 1 second. I think I know what's going on. We don't have a.
I'm trying to get technical difficulties squared away. Give us 1 second, y'all.
It's the delay. It's the delay. He's catching the delay.
Oh, so it's coming through both.
Well, no, it's
Oh, I know that's. Why are we doing that? Why are we trying to get our call in? I'm sorry, we don't. If you want to call in, please don't hesitate to call in. We're gonna get our, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna get that phone caller back right in as soon as possible. But what was that?
I was saying that I think it was more. People knew he knew he was gonna start up something.
Mm-hmm.
I think he didn't need to start up something with Joe Rogan. Maybe his thought was, sometimes we as a people, we act up at the cookout, but we don't act up at the formal dinner.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
So we act up at the cookout, but we want what?
We won't act up at when
bar mitzvah?
yeah, exactly.
We
I don't know why. I can't explain to you why we don't do
bar
that.
mitzvah. I don't think so. I really feel like the cookout is just known to it's supposed to something supposed to happen. That's the cookout. You know what I'm saying? And we look at it. And we ain't saying something bad's supposed to happen, but we know that something good is supposed to happen because we know when we all get together, we have a good time. We let loose. We are comfortable with being around each other, and don't look at as please don't put the same realm of people acting ignorant or and black people just being black people. You know what I'm saying? Because we as culture wise, it's certain shit that we just do, and it's a good time. It's certain families that we just fight because we are all fighters, and when we get together, somebody will get to fighting, and we gonna laugh about it. Remember what you calling them got to fighting back in the day, man? I swear to God, boy, that motherfucker, I swear to God, you should have seen that motherfucker head a nigga head like, I swear to God, that's my little nephew. I swear to God, that nigga fight. We fighters around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So just certain things, you know, and then you invite somebody else who don't know about this family. They don't know this is a fighting ass family. They be like, yo, y'all, bro. I was so uncomfortable at that cookout. Everybody was just on edge and everything like that. Like, and then somebody on the outside probably say, "Yo, but don't invite them over here no more, cause they won't fit in. They won't fit in. They don't know how we act around here. But you know how we get. We get dumb sometimes. We get stupid.
Let me ask you this request, because you putting out the question. What do you think is the why?
I was just about to get to that. I think for one, just listening to Trey explain, I think we commonly make excuses for each other, and we pacify each other's ignorance, and it's almost as if like the more ignorant you can be, the more accepted you are in the black community for whatever reason. And it's like, if you are reckless or labeled as fearless or don't care about consequences, then you're worthy of praise. But if you're rational and if you think things through, or if you take a level of accountability for your actions, whether good, bad, or indifferent, then you're automatically an outcast. And why that's the case, I mean, you could say it's been ingrained since slavery. You could say that the Bible teaches us to be subservient and submissive to every entity that controls us individually and collectively. You could say it's a lack of big mothers. You could say that there weren't enough men in the culture. You could take it all the way back to buck breaking. There's so many different variables that go into play. Like JT just said,
Boss lady on here saying some gems too.
JT said rap music. You know, he also said that Joe Rogan questions were based off intellect, as opposed to Shannon Sharp was the fuel, the drama, and the controversy. But my question is, why are we so quick to jump to that? Or more importantly, why do we empower our own demise and then get mad when things are the way that they are? Because you will never see in other cultures them humiliate and objectify each other. You will never see a conspiracy theorist have a show on everything that you've been taught about the Holocaust being illusionary. The YouTube wouldn't allow it. You know, the people who are in play would not allow you to get on TV and speak ill of the Jewish culture, or to speak ill of Anglo-Saxons with enough money to be able to get you snatched off the air, or any other culture of prominence. You see what I'm saying? And I understand we don't own nearly as much shit as far as quote-unquote black people, but even down to the narrative of black versus who really are native to this country. People don't even want to have that conversation, because I don't think, beyond the shadow, I mean, I damn near go on the record to say I feel like I know. I can't prove it definitively, but I feel like I know. And I feel like a lot of us, too, know that a lot of us didn't derive from Africa in the late 1500s to 1600s. So just within that, we don't really have a true identity to attach to that's unilateral.
So even with that, even when you saying it like that, then who getting mad? And how can you, based on that they're picking on you or this is about you, when half of us don't even know who you even is?
I don't think it's about a person picking on one person in particular. What I'm asking, or if it is that, let me rephrase it. What I'm asking is, why is this so acceptable amongst the masses? Not even in one individual person or like a small circle. Like, this is expected. Or even, I'll give you a better example. When the black guy goes on Star Search, I'm taking it back now. Now, when the black guy used to go on Star Search, and let's say he did an Elton John song to perfection, he would not get nearly the praise as the white guy who goes to the Apollo and does Al Green. And
Because look at that. So it just saying it sounds sense because of the fact that that's Al Green and that voice is magical. So if a white guy can duplicate that voice, fuck what the black guy did. I'm trying to take it. He's supposed to do that. That's what we do. We sing.
Okay,
we
well,
sing.
we could go with a far worse singer than Al Green. It'll still be the same result though.
Because we sang, show. That's what I'm saying. Our culture, we sang. So if anybody that's not from our culture and they can sing like us, and it's to the point where you could be in the kitchen. A mama could be in the kitchen and Apollo come on, and some Caucasian lady, she come on TV and she starts singing a Whitney Houston song, and she got that, and you get that chill in the back of your spine, and you be like, and then your mama yell like, who that on that TV? Mama, you need to come see this. You need to come see this lady. Who that? I know that lady can sing. And her whole, I know before she get to the TV, she just imagine a beautiful black lady, or probably heavy set like with a you know what I'm saying. And then she get there, and this what's her name?
Tina Marie.
You know, or what's the old girl from the 90s? Not Britney Spears, but the other one,
Christina
Aguilera. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Christina Aguilera's career was able to launch on our side a little bit more faster than the her crossover is as far as with us.
Okay, well,
it's because of that voice, man.
Well, let's take that, and I'll pick it back off that and keep it there. Okay, so when Pink wanted to take off,
Yeah, that's another one.
Pink come out and she in the video with Tretch. When Pink wanted to say the hell with niggas, then she doing Cirque du Soleil, and people forget that she couldn't have signed anywhere else,
But
other than the way she came out initially.
did she say to the hell with niggas?
No, I'm not saying she said that little. I'm just talking about her fan base is geared towards not being as
Is it?
yeah, her music clearly is not as urban as it once
It
was.
started off very urban.
Yeah, it started off.
it's
yeah.
almost-
It started off damn near like they wanted her to start rhyming at some
Right,
point, and now
yeah,
at this
I agree.
point, it's comparable with Lady Gaga and the top tier pop stars. She could be on the same realm with Taylor Swift and the likes of those.
So
And what I'm saying is, like, I guess what I'm getting at is,
is it easily our fault?
oh, 100%. But no,
Because
when will accountability be taken is what I'm getting at, because it just accepting it as though that's just the way it is the part that I don't understand.
That's love, man. And I feel like it's all in a gradual. I think it's birth from love from us. Black people have so much love in our hearts, bro. Like literally,
Bullshit. And I'll tell you how it's bullshit.
How?
Because I can step on a nigga's shoes right now and that nigga want to fight. Not now, but at
Why?
any point in
Why?
time.
Because he love them shoes.
Okay,
Nigga,
but-
I know
but-
these shoes
but-
more than I know you.
but-
If you step on these goddamn shoes, I might kill
But
you.
ain't no, but a nigga ain't gonna disrespect no white boy. A nigga ain't gonna disrespect, like when a motherfucker gets shot in the street. All this rah-rah shit that a nigga got for the other nigga, when the cop did wrong and kill a motherfucker, ain't nobody going to goddamn revolt. Ain't nobody,
on the police
or not even on the police, just in general. Like,
because they were voting on a white boy.
I ain't never seen it.
I mean, because the
I
white
ain't-
boy. How many white boys
other
you
than
know?
Other than Reginald Denny, which they made sure to make it a point of putting on TV every hour on the hour so that way they can fuel white people fear so they can pass the crime bills of the mid to late 90s. I've never seen it.
I don't know too many white boys near me that's gonna try us. That's point blank period.
If they were, it wouldn't be the same consequences. What I'm saying, so I can't buy that love theory.
You see what the same consequences as what? You think if he try us just like a black man would try you,
I've
then
seen
he
it.
not gonna get the same pressure from me?
Absolutely.
I'm not. I
I can't speak for you personally, but I'm talking about
different.
for the vast majority. Absolutely not.
I don't even know. I mean,
I've seen it on Broad Street. I done seen
you
goddamn
think
white.
you
I
give
done seen
motherfucker the
white.
benefit of the doubt?
I'm talking about when we 20 years old. I done seen white boys in pickup trucks riding down Broad Street. Fuck y'all niggas. And ain't nobody get in the car and chase them niggas. They let them keep going about their business.
'Cause that's
but let it
ignorance.
been a nigga from cross town, they would have followed him.
Saying fuck y'all niggas.
Yeah.
You might know that motherfucker. You trying to figure out if you know him or not. Because if you don't know that, if you don't know that Caucasian,
All
say
I'm
fuck
hearing
you.
is excuses, bro.
No, it is. It is all is excuses, but then it's
But
like
that's what I'm saying.
why is it need to be for an excuse? When you looking for an excuse to make sure anything I'm saying on why I didn't attack that man, it's like why you attack that man? Because now it's like if
Neither
I
person should be attacked is what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is the smoke and the animus that people have for each other, they don't have for any other culture.
I
And
think
I'm
it's a
asking
close
why is
connect.
it? But why is it like that in black culture
I
specifically?
think it's the close connect. I think we are closely connected to anybody in their culture. We treat each other like family, even though we're close to kill. Like you ever heard the saying is the person that will hurt you the most is the person close to you, right?
I've lived it.
We
which
lived it,
is my
right?
whole
That's
point.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The reason why that saying is so true is because of the fact that the people that we let in our inner circle is the only people that can hurt you. Is the only people that can hurt you. And black people are known for, you go to cookout.
But it's not like that in other cultures. Is my
It's
whole
not.
point.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So why is it like that with the other black people? It's not like that with other
see,
people.
You run away from the love. My theory, my answer, my opinion is the love factor. We have so much. It's so much. It's like we almost like a goldfish in a tank, bro. It's like culturally we forget how easily it is for us to be hurt. Even because that's why slavery. I think that's why even slavery. I can't even say that. I ain't gonna say that's why slavery lasted so long. Because if we all would have just said, "Fuck, hey, you know what, hey, yo, fuck this shit," you know what I'm saying, and just revote it all together at one time, it was the love of this man feeding me, man.
That's called Stockholm syndrome.
Clothes on my back.
That is a clinical definition of psychiatry.
And that's what I'm saying. It's something in the black human being. It's something our neurological link that it's like, what the world? Why? Why are we still here? Why are we still here allowing the bullshit? Why we ain't clicked the motherfucking goddamn just say, you know what? Fuck all of it. They don't love us. The government don't love us. Nobody love us. Motherfuckers, let's just fucking goddamn just join together and we shall overcome the fucking whole universe.
Because we can't as a people.
Exactly.
I'm thinking this is the root of his discussion. Why can't we? Why haven't we? Why do we hold such high regards to the other man
That's the answer to mankind.
before we?
But that's not the answer to mankind, because this has only happened in the last 400 years according to history.
Yeah.
400 years is a lot long. Is a lot.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when you think of the tens of thousands of years and generations and generations of empires that have existed long before this modern train of thought. How come this train of thought holds so much weight within us? And it's like, and I say us very loosely because, like I keep saying, I don't really subscribe to tribalism or the groupthink idea. And just because I'm black and ethnicity don't mean that I will think or be told that I'm supposed to move the way that all black people or this type of black person or that type of black person should move like. And I just don't understand for the life of me, like, everybody else stays on code at a point. What is the black code, and why do people not even know that it exists or how to get to that point and stay on code?
We know how to stay on code.
When?
Well, that's when do the moment to stay on code is presented. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the moment to stay on code is presented in so many ways, and when we do it, sometimes it can be frowned upon. Like letting a motherfucker slide by saying, like letting an ignorant person who's trying to up get you out your character, let him slide. And then let somebody who you think, you look in their eyes like, you know better, yo. You know better. Because you come from this, yo. How dare you disrespect me like this? You know who I am. That's why we hold so much, it's like so much king, yo, to another king, to a king, I would not allow you to sit here and feel like you can disrespect me. But
it's not across the board to everybody.
Because everybody ain't kings.
But ain't it phony at some point if that's not the same, like if everybody don't have to whoever it is instituting? And what I mean is, okay, if I'm holding G to a certain standard because G and I go back 20 years, and you and G just meet today, and you and G have a disagreement or what have you, and I come in because let's say I know both of y'all equally, and I come in and I mediate it, so to speak, and everybody cool, everybody walk away, everything all well and good. And from that point forward, there's never another issue between you and G because the respect that y'all both have for me supersede whatever that issue is. Who is that person when there's a rift between two black people that don't know each other that can step in and be the mediator instead of the instigator? Or where is the older head or the counsel? It don't even have to be an older in person, but where does that thought, like where does that, if you don't have that person present, then where does that voice come from? How come that voice doesn't exist in modern culture
Anymore.
the way it did 50 years ago?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But we know why, show.
Everybody don't know. That's why I'm asking.
We had that conversation before. People is getting tired of jumping to everybody. It's like almost you want to answer to mankind, the root, because everybody been trying to fix it the whole time. That's what the older heads back then, they used to try it. And that's what I'm saying. The voices are different now. The kids are even. I'm talking about they ain't listening. We are already had that conversation, so we it's like to understand it it's like you can't really understand it. It's like it's almost trying to find the answer to mankind. How can I find the answer to heal, to peace, to you know what I'm saying, to love? You can't find it's not in a bottle. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be it's probably one of the most unsolved math problems ever, and that's peace, love, and happiness.
Hey, boss lady, call in.
I'm trying to tell you right now, and for real, because that's what you. If you asking for another person, where's everybody to step up and be the what's the guy off of Boys in the Hood?
No, I ain't telling everybody to be Sharif. What I'm saying
Not
is
Sharif. I'm talking about
Sharif was the one that was peacemaker.
The daddy.
Oh yeah, you talking about Rock?
Trey Daddy.
Oh, Furious Style. That's Boys.
You want everybody to be
That's
fierce.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, you want everybody to be fierce.
No, it ain't that, and I know everybody ain't meant to handle that role. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, there's a level of phoniness that exists in black culture that never gets called out. And I was trying to dance around it initially, but we can get straight to it.
We might as well get straight to it.
Like, oh shit, can she pull up on Skype? She said she can't call, boss lady.
Not with the way I got it.
Oh shit, my bad. Oh, come on, who live, boss lady?
I'm right.
Oh, but yeah, yes, I must say, yeah, see if she'll go come on yours straight. My shit keep saying slow connection. I don't want it to get chopped up in mid sentence. Now what I'm saying though is like, it's never the same energy for anybody who don't look black, is what I'm saying. It's always a pass that everybody else gets from us that we don't get to each other most times, is what I'm saying. Or more often than not. And I'm just asking, what is so wrong with the self-image of most black people as to where the love that you saying that exists, that love don't come out as often as it sound like, or at least from my experience. From my experiences.
I can't see you no more.
Oh, you can't see me?
I
can see you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I can
Put it to the mic.
You can hear.
No, Show hit it on the head though, because Show said this has been about the last 400 years. So what occurred over the last 400 years, slavery. Like, we don't really talk about slavery a lot. I mean, we do, but we don't talk about the effect and the trauma that it's had on our community. When you tell a child over and over again that they stupid or that they dumb, what happens? Psychologically, they start to believe that shit. When you put a dog or an animal in a cage or tie them to a post, you can take away that cage or you can take away that post and that dog will still stay confined in that space. Mm-hmm. When you have trauma that affects you, that shit is stored in your DNA. If you spank a child or hit a child, what we used to tell our kids, we spank them and tell them don't cry. Mm-hmm. What you think, where do we think that trauma went? It doesn't. It shifts your cells, just like your cells are water. Vibrations change the structure of cells. Cells is your DNA. So all of that trauma that we went through, it really did affect our DNA. I'm gonna have to close my door because I got a Call of Duty person yelling in my house. It really did affect our DNA, and until we realize or deal with the fact that it's easier to say that we need to heal from it than it is to actually heal from it, because we haven't actually had. There's no way you can tell me that in 400 years, all of us, thousands of people, of persons, have healed from this, and that trauma does stay within us. So, I'll tell you, I love you, but it's actually the opposite of what you say. It's not the love factor, it's the hate factor, because what it really is when I look at you as another black person, I see all of the shit about myself and my culture in you that I don't want to realize in myself. So I see that colorism, I see that light skin versus dark skin, I see the classism, the rich versus poverty. You know what I'm saying? We see all of that in each other, but we don't ever take the time to deal with it. Number one, because we've been so busy trying to survive. We've been so busy trying to move on, and they keep telling us to move on. But and Show is right, because it's going to take an uprising of all of us. But the psychological and the mental is so damaged that a lot of us don't even want to deal with it, or don't even be bothered. I've heard other conscious people say it's not my job to assist others in being conscious. It's their job, because we're all adults. But if everybody had that attitude, then who's the one that's gonna make the change? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Until we had these conversations and we're all open with each other. So the shit is literally in our DNA to treat each other that way. And it's really not the love, it's the self-hate. And that's what we don't talk about enough as black people. We don't talk about the self-hatred that we see between each other, because we are so busy trying to love each other. And we love each other. We do, but it's a air of hate there that we don't talk about and that doesn't get addressed. And until that gets addressed, we're going to continue to tear each other down. They call it crabs in the barrel syndrome, but it's not really that the crabs that are tearing each other down in the barrel, is that you've put the crabs in a barrel in an environment where they're not supposed to survive.
Who the fuck created the barrel to put the crabs there is my question.
How you think we're going to get out? We're going to try to fight each other because we're in an environment that we were placed in outside of our original habitat where we were not meant to survive in that habitat.
But guess what? And I feel like if any other race was put in that habitat with us, they're gonna get that same treatment. They gonna get that because in that barrel type. What's that barrel got a lid on? It's dark. It's dark. It's dark in these trenches where we live at. And I'm trying to tell you, you can ask any Asian, you can ask any Arab, you can ask anybody who lives in our culture. They understand the wrath of a motherfucker. Goddamn.
Hold on. Let me
First
say
of all, hold on, real quick. First of all, nobody.
Right, but this is the
No,
thing.
nobody. Hold on, real quick,
About
boss lady.
what
Nobody.
happened.
Oh, my real quick. Nobody else lives in the hood but us, as far as the neighborhoods that we live in. Yeah, they don't live in it.
Only happened to us.
So we kinda-
they're parasites in our community.
So-
They come in, they suck the resources, and they go back to bring the resources to their people.
So
But let's be real. Hold on. Let's be
They know
real.
The power that our people hold. That's why.
Let's be real.
We the only ones that don't know the power that we hold. They know.
When
Why the fuck you think they treat us that way?
when Trey just made his comment, if they throw anybody else in that barrel, they'll do the same thing. That's not true. You throw a bunch of Asians in the battle, they're gonna help each other out.
They're gonna have no hate Asian
Yeah.
commercials posted the first time somebody do something to
But,
them.
but
And-
no, I'm
and
just saying they're going to help each other out. You throw a bunch of Mexicans in that barrel, they're going to help each other out that barrel.
Absolutely.
But
We're the only ones fighting to stay, to stop.
Want to be
next
the
person.
king of the barrel, so
Right.
get the fuck out of
But
there.
this is what the conversation is based on.
Asians now, y'all are speaking on
Exactly.
Asians that have already gone through the 400 years of trauma that we have been through.
Okay.
See, y'all taking Asians at face value for what they are now. Throw us back to when we was pharaohs and when we was queens, and before they came in and usurped themselves into our DNA, into our ancestry, and I bet you it would have been a different turnout. You know, we was
Okay.
teaching them how to live. We've had these conversations on lunchtime. We was teaching them the things to do. So yeah, it is definitely.
You don't even have to go back that far though. You could go back. You could go back to the 1800s in the intermittent camps when they were put on the railroads to work. That's why you see some of the Mexicans and Asians who look alike because they were cross-pollinating in the western part of the country, all throughout Colorado and New Mexico and things of that nature, all throughout the 1800s. So you only had to go back that far. But even with that, why do you think Asians don't vote? Why do you think they don't have you don't see no commercial, no campaign about who they sponsor? You've never seen a Chinese food commercial in your life because they already have an infrastructure.
That's what I'm saying. That's
The
also.
politicians going after them for their vote. It's always the black vote matters.
But
Why?
this is also all of this is Americanized. Y'all know that, right? We are Americanized. This is half of this topic right now is Americanized. So and when we talk about the whole spectrum, that's what we were based. That's what you were basing on. Your question was based on.
here in America.
Your basis was based on. So it, no, okay.
Yeah, it's
I didn't know
100%,
that.
yeah, it's
I thought it was
100%
like 100% worldwide because we add on worldwide people. But this is an America issue right here. This whole topic is this is the barrel that they created for us. This is in America. We don't get the same treatment over there in Africa, and the people are not doing the same thing over there in Africa. We're not looking at each other as less than over there in Africa. So the DNA not to the span of how our DNA is like Boss Lady was saying, how it's in our DNA how from slavery.
Africans don't fuck with niggas. They don't even respect us. They look at us as goddamn doormats, and they always say if they were put in the same situations, they would have fought back, and they don't understand why we lapdogs to the white
They
society.
wouldn't have fought back because they're but
I'm telling you what they tell us is and then they turn around and kiss British Columbia ass.
But
So
we-
that's the hypocrisy of the African.
But-
That's what I'm saying. Like most of the Africans that talk that shit, them niggas is more goddamn subservient and goddamn heel toe in the presence of white people more than anybody else I know.
But is
Okay, but you gotta understand, it's easy for Africans to say that, but then that bears the question: was slavery a choice? Because everybody said Kanye was crazy when he said it. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I asked Greg this the other day. I asked G this the other day. We was on lunchtime. If I come to you, Trey, and I say jump off of this bridge, or I'm gonna shoot you with this gun, you got two choices. They both fucked up choices, and you might get seriously injured or die no matter what choice you pick. But either way, you have a choice. So then that begs the question: was slavery a choice?
I mean, it was an uncomfortable conversation, but I agreed with Kanye when he said it. And I know
Absolutely.
it pisses people off, but you know you can always choose to forego living under those conditions and calling your own number or going on the blaze of glory. And I don't advise that for nobody, especially if you're talking about in regards to black people here in America, because common sense for those who pay attention would show you that most of the projects in the hoods are built directly off of major U.S. highways. So if niggas wanted to get cute and start trying to pull that bullshit, them projects are turned into a goddamn concentration camp overnight, and they've been preparing for that since the 60s in the goddamn Watts riot. So I hope that black people who do feel as if they had enough are smart enough to know that that is not the answer or the solution, and I would never advocate for anybody to go up against the government and try to take out their issues or think that they can win in that war or what have you. And I'm not even talking about the government or the inherent racism or the institutional racism that exists, because that's what America was founded on. And you can't expect no corporation to give up their mission statement, which is why I said last week it's stupid for black people to feel as if there's an automatic way to get acceptance or to be integrated other than financially, because ultimately the only thing that matters in a corporation is to make sure that you make profit for the shareholder. And that's what America
Absolutely.
is. It's a
And
corporation.
America is a business.
I'll admit, like I looked at that whole Kanye thing differently until she said that, because I was like, they didn't have a choice, but they did have a choice. Either you can be a slave or we can kill you. Which choice are you going to take?
And that's
But they
Or
had
you
a
can
choice.
run.
Yeah,
That's-
they had a choice.
That's literally what I
I didn't
said.
think about
If
that.
you run, but you still got a choice, and
Yeah.
it was just as simple as that. Was it a choice? That's a yes or no.
It-
It's not a matter of, oh well, if I would have no. Was it a choice? It absolutely was. It was an unfortunate fucking choice, and that's not me saying that it was right by any means. But when you break it down, sometimes we do have choices. Who knows if the first slaves would have took that choice and bucked? Maybe it would have saved generations of us. We can't say that because we here now.
That's literally what I said.
Or if they did buck, you might not ever
Okay.
find out about it because they never put it in a book for you to know.
They put enough rebellions
Why
in
would they
there
do that?
because we were trying to buck. We just didn't know that he was bucking over there when he was bucking. If we knew it as masses, like I said, if we all knew all together when time to say, yo, fuck this shit, y'all ready, y'all done, we would have did it. But it was the point of, like I said, it was like getting bred into our DNA, getting comfortable and saying, hey, you know what?
But there's enough.
I'm
information-
alive. I'm
there-
happy.
There's enough information out here now where people don't have to subscribe to the same thing that they've been
Is
taught.
it?
Yeah.
Is it enough?
It is.
Is it enough?
It's more than-
Is it really enough for us to all get away and live on our own ones and twos?
I'm not saying get away and like we talking to. I'm talking about all right. So I'm talking about the way that we treat each other. There's enough information out at this
We
point.
will have to get away. As long as we in this side, y'all just agree on it's set up for us to be like this. We're inside the barrel. The crab in the barrel, motherfucker, is America. I'm trying to tell you right now. So if you want to be free outside this, outside what they fucking lined up for us, you have to get the fuck up out of here. If not, you're going to be sitting here in to the commercials on the TV, to the food we eat. You're all being programmed as we speak.
So if you know this
Absolutely,
being,
but we don't have to buy into it.
How you have to grow your own food? You better grow your own food then.
Absolutely can.
You-
So I didn't say it was gonna be comfortable.
It's not gonna be
That's the thing,
comfortable.
We fucking comfortable.
Yeah.
America's made us very comfortable.
Comfort
and
is an
very spoiled,
illusion.
and that's the
It's
problem.
all
So
illusion.
when
This
it's
is-
comfort is an
uncomfortable,
illusion,
it's
though.
fine.
Yes,
Nobody's comfortable for
This is
real.
all the illusion.
nobody's comfortable because if
No,
they're
if I told you so, Pete, no, people don't want to be uncomfortable. If I came to you and I said, you can be a billionaire, but you're going to have to live on the street first and be homeless, what's your response going to be?
Some
People don't
peop-
want to be
I
uncomfortable.
don't-
Like,
yeah.
sometimes you have to be uncomfortable
But if
before
you
you can get comfortable.
But if you give some of these black people a timeline, I'm trying to tell you, some of us gonna motherfucking goddamn we gonna do it because we'll start doing the math. We'll start doing the math, and I'm trying to tell you, and then if the timeline you got is say it's 5 years, you'll have a lot of homeless motherfuckers out here for 5 years, basically, AKA joining slavery. Is that whatever they have us doing to mass ourselves into homeless, to act like we are less than for whatever for amount of years, and to promise us what amount of money. At the end, we think I feel like a lot of us will jump that boat. I feel like a lot, if we could get if you get the timetable down, if you get the time right.
But see, you already ask. But that's the thing. See, you already asking questions. You looking for a guarantee, or you looking for it's no guarantees in life.
Nope.
And that's the whole thing.
So you gonna have to force us to do it.
So you definitely, if you don't like what you see, you don't like what's occurring, you have to be the change that you want to see. And if that means being uncomfortable for a moment, even down to myself.
Yeah.
Hello. But if that means being uncomfortable for a moment, then that's what you have to do. But we don't want to be uncomfortable. Because we too spoiled already. We too spoiled on our social medias. We too spoiled on our Jordans. We too spoiled on our turning up every weekend. We too spoiled on our, we too spoiled on our things.
I think that's not even the majority of us though. I think like you said, the majority of us is looking at the other person while he got those Jordans on, wishing that he had those Jordans on.
Man, I'm gonna call it. Niggas scared.
I don't know.
I'm gonna call it what it is. Niggas scared, and I'll tell you why they scared. People don't want no change. People don't want, like you said, discomfort. And the vast majority of the black people that I know or I've had conversations with, ultimately, if you were to get them one or two options, either got them detach and unplug completely, or plug in at the lowest level and see what happens. Most people go plug in at the lowest level because they don't want to be excluded. The illusion of inclusion is what has so many people still wrapped up in this fallacy. You see what I mean? Like. Yep. And like I said, I don't want to go deep dive because, like, shit, I know I'm part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. And it's like, even being part of the problem, it's like, I'm aware of where my transgressions or my actions come my ultimate goal is. Or I can admit that, yeah, I was fooled by some of the illusions that I bought into or that I still may buy into. But to even have that level of a conversation with the average person, regardless of their ethnicity, is almost impossible because, especially in this social media era, there are so many people willing to be a yes man if you look like you're on the right track to a level of success that the other people can't obtain. So they'll kiss your ass or they'll bullshit you or let you, skate through or get away with the fuck shit because they hope that you will remember them when you get to your destination, because more people rather cheer for somebody else than put the work in to get to where they want to go. That's why football's so powerful.
Absolutely.
That's why football matters. That's why so many people fantasy football fans and shit, because they can sit on their couch and still feel like they're a part of the team. But if you have to go out there and run suicides and sprints and goddamn get up at 4 in the morning and shit, man, fuck that football shit. I'm going to work. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
what are we asking people? What are we questioning people for? Why are you so on them?
Because I got 10 kids and I want this world to goddamn change at some point so that way my children don't have to walk through the bullshit or crawl through the mouse hole, because that's the only option that's prevalent, because everybody want to buy into whatever's handed to them as opposed. And like I said, I'm trying to teach my children, different methods of how to go out here and get it, but still,
you almost want them to skip what you had to do.
Absolutely not. Because to some degree, because no parent wants to pass on the traumas of growing into adulthood onto their children, but in some regards, some of those lessons are going to shape and mold them to be better people than my words could ever make.
They got to touch the stove.
It's almost like we want people to, from birth, to already be perfect.
By no stretch, and perfection is an illusion, but to strive for it is mandatory. So to strive for it is what we are supposed to do.
So therefore, to strive for is to bask into the life that we are given and to learn from the lessons that is given us. So that's the only way you're going to learn what we learn. The only way we're going to be able to go through. Unfortunately, I think evil is meant to be here just as much as good. For us to,
because it's about balance.
It's balance.
Without evil.
We're gonna always, we're gonna go through this trauma, man. I don't know what type of trauma in life that you want your kid to skip. You don't want them to be the same trauma, just as much as I don't want the same trauma to be with my kids. So that's why we try to break generational curse. That's what that come into effect. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be something else that you're gonna go through for my grandkids that I didn't have to go through. As much as I tried to create a different obstacle or course, my best job is to make sure that you don't gotta do the same thing that I had to do, or make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. But even in saying that, it's all saying is I hope you'll make the same mistakes, meaning my mistakes, because you're gonna make your own mistakes. And as humans, I think that's what it comes in. We want everybody to start thinking the way that we all basically think now at this age that we are now. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't even get to this point in their life it's a lot of cats that didn't even make it to this point to say they would start even training their mind to even think the way we thinking. I think a lot of this stuff we're blaming the youth because the youth is still learning life, and they're the ones they're going through this shit.
I'm not condemning the youth. I was talking about people our age and older.
They're learning from us.
I was talking about people our age and older.
The consequences of what generations prior to them did. So who breaks the cycle? Because we can't keep blaming the children. They're not raising themselves, and when they are raising themselves, that's a problem as well.
It's almost like
because why are they raising themselves?
It's almost like when you break another one, you break another curse, another one is just right around the corner. So we trying to break these cycles. These cycles is all being broke because I remember the cycle. In the early 90s, the dad, you know what I'm saying, the dads weren't in the households like that. And I can really vouch for a lot of guys in this era right here. We are turning that to a whole new, you know what I'm saying, we got girl dad sayings, and, you know, we are trying to, you know, I think the dads are way more, only because was it the fact that we knew that rhetoric was going on and we made sure that we was the ones that broke that cycle, or was that just something that the world was being put on us at a certain time, and we kind of blamed it that the fathers weren't being there when we knew they was getting snatched out on purpose?
Or was it that the drugs that were pumped into the communities from 1973 to 1986 prior to crack started to extract the parents out of the fathers out of the home, because in the single parent environment, which were the projects, you couldn't have a man living there. If there was semblance of a man, you'll get thrown out immediately. You got twice as many benefits from the welfare system. Not only that, men were drafted to Vietnam at an exponential rate in the late 60s and early 70s. And all of this was documented as parts of COINTELPRO, which was a design that was catered towards the disruption and the ultimate demise of the black family due to the late 60s and the fear of the, like, it goes so much deeper.
That's what we know. Showed up as the deep part of me.
So, but the flip side of it is that crack, our generation ain't on crack like our parents were. Not to the same extent. So that's part of the reason why there are more parents in the home today.
So
you know what I'm saying?
It's almost like being a president. Y'all want me to change everything in these 4 years and not really actually seeing the stuff that's being changed. Because the stuff is actually being changed. Like if we just spoke on crack, we ain't doing crack no more, and fathers not disciplining in the house no more, or this and this and that. It's certain things that's being broke as we grow into this earth. Y'all I think we want it all. And it's not gonna happen like that.
It's not about wanting it all. It's about look how many times they have tried to destroy us. That's what they do.
Oh, they still doing
They
that.
pump crack, and hold on, but they pump crack into the communities, and what do? We turned it into a fucking business, and we made money off of it. Yes, it was definitely to the detriment of a lot of us, but a lot of us took it and made money off of it. So it did not eradicate us the way that they thought it would. It added to the trauma, absolutely. So every time they try to tear us down, they just compile on top of the trauma, and we keep turning that shit around because that's what we do as black people.
But my question is this:
well, her thing is we evolved. We saw an issue and we evolved.
When you take the black man out of the household, they also know that leaves the black woman to then raise the children, and that's how they continue to indoctrinate the children. It's through the mother. So they're going to do anything they can to try to keep that black man out of that household.
I'm saying right now, in this day and age, we figuring that out now. We know that now. So a lot of us are staying out that way now. A lot of us making better ways on not having to do those type of crimes to stay out here. We find a new type of crime. There's new crimes out there.
But in order to evolve, though, sometimes you have to still bring forth the problem that's being overlooked or address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room that I was trying to address from the jump was the fact that there's no equality in the malice that black people have for each other versus the malice that they have for any other, not even any other ethnicity. For any situation that doesn't involve black people, there's automatically a, oh, I don't want to get this, but so much trouble response that most niggas have. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to black people and there's other black people involved, then that automatically gets thrown to the wayside. Instead of being as careful or cautious as possible, like most people would be if it's another ethnicity. If it's two black people involved, well, the person who the most reckless is going to win, or the person that's the most malicious, or the one that has the least regard for the other person is the one that most people are herald. And I just ask, why is that amongst us in grand total? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's grand total. That was my whole argument on the whole thing, is that the fact that I don't think all of us is moving on that same type of energy.
it's a lot of it's. I mean, and the numbers could evolve. It could be it could be a thing where I'm overlooking, or maybe I'm stuck in what I see. But what I know to be true, even down to the example you were giving earlier about the arguments at the party or the cookouts where it might turn into some dumb shit. Like the way that it was addressed is almost like, oh, we expected, or that's anticipated, or that's just part of what it is. And my question is, why does that have to be part of what it is? But hold on, we got to take a commercial real quick. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Boss lady.
Yeah, baby.
You said we won't wake. I'm gonna get into this. I'm getting into this. Even they
Because I
on it.
was texting the comments, but they were going up the screen.
Yeah. I was look. The show
And
was
I
in it.
love your show.
Yeah, the show was in it. We trying to get it. We back live, baby. We back live.
I love your show. I gotta cut this AC on in my room though. I'm gonna let y'all go though.
Thank you, boss lady. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'm still listening. You guys have an amazing show.
Thank you.
I love the topics that you all cover and the way that you cover them.
We gonna bust them out there. I'm gonna play devil's
I thought
advocate.
just
You know
said
me.
told
I'm
you
gonna play
to put in
devil's
commercial. I
advocate.
forgot this.
It gives the show balance though. Like I like it, and it's a different viewpoint.
Exactly. That's what we trying to do. Tell them tune in. Tune in, boss lady.
I'll be telling them, tune in. I'll be sharing it. So I gotta share it. I happened to catch a notification, I think, that said that y'all were live. I'm in here trying to clean this room, and I just sat down for a few minutes. So.
All right, get to it. Thank you.
I had to hop on it. I'm gonna cut y'all back on now.
All right,
Boo.
bye.
I don't know how to get off of this. Like, you have to take me off or something. I don't know.
Oh, let me see.
Boot me off.
I'm gonna boot you off. What's up, killers? That's what I need right here. These little drinks right here. I need to try to get these on these voiceovers and stuff on Spotify and iTunes. These podcasts and stuff. A lot of people listen to stuff like that through there. Like local podcasts and stuff like that.
You talking about Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's the way to download everything on there.
Ready.
Yeah, we back, man. We're having a very spirited conversation. Shout out to Boss Lady. She had to slide, but I appreciate her input.
Boss lady.
Happy birthday and rest in peace to my dog Richard, man. Rich would have been 43 today. My lifelong homeboy. She's been gone 2 years now. Just wanted to say shout out to him and posthumously, and if any of his family listening, what up? But yeah, back to the topic at hand, man. Yeah, as you can see, that's gonna be the running theme tonight. Just remembrance and shouting everybody out who going through this shit right now. But yeah, like I was saying, I just feel like there's more grace to be given amongst each other, and it doesn't even have to be labeled on a black-white thing. It could just be across the board. When I run across people, regardless of their background or whatever they into, whatever they do, I try my best to treat them with the same level of decency that I would want my grandfather, if he were still here, to be treated with, or the same love and respect I want my daughters to be talked to. I try to initiate that, as best I can. So I just don't understand or don't feel like that's an approach that the world embraces as a whole. It seems like the world would rather the malice come out first, and then people like to see, like you said, the train crash, and then want to see the damage get cleaned up afterwards, and then it's people flying flags and benefit relief concerts and shit after the calamity, but nobody stops the actual train crash from happening.
But I think one of the main reasons, me personally, I think one of the main reasons why it's because we still do it. It's because when we have people start, well, let's just go with the first initial topic, Cat.
Mm-hmm.
When we have someone come out there and starts, quote unquote, controversy, we feed off of it. And we feed off it to a point where we make it grow. If we wouldn't have fed off what Kat said, then we wouldn't have had to feed off what Corey said, or we wouldn't have had to feed off.
It's at 66
Right.
million views right now.
So it is, and 66 is not 66 million of us
No.
that did it,
No.
and that's the other thing. We are also
Perpetuating it.
and allowing, and it's almost like, and I don't, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mean what I say, but I know it's going to get some backlash. We're also almost like, hey, look at us acting ignorant.
Exactly.
And I think that is a plan, because they know we're going to do that, and then they come and it's like, I told you.
But why are we so emotionally equipped to react? So like, where does the discipline come in to not cave? You don't have to participate in every argument you're invited to.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree with you 100%. I have, to
And
this
is something
day,
I'm
I have
learning.
yet.
This is something I'm learning. I'm not speaking from my high horse. I have to practice this daily. I had to practice this with somebody that's in my life yesterday, and somebody else the day before, where it's like, hey, you know what? I know this person trying to bait me into something of an emotional reaction. I refuse to give this person the gratification. I'm gonna just go ahead. Hey, thank you. Have a good one.
To this day, I've yet to see that interview. Only because I figure somewhere we got to start. Somebody has to say, I'm not going to open that door and let and have that I told you so moment. Let someone else have that I told you so moment. I told you if we throw that line out there, they go grab it. I told you that's what they're gonna do. I told you if we charge them $300 for a pair of sneakers, I told you they will buy it.
Why are we so reactionary?
I told you
that's
they would do that.
That's really my question.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't know not to, and because I again personally think it's a status thing. Everybody wants to be the first to say I got the new Jordans. Everybody wants to, but no one wants to be the first to say. And like one thing I don't know how this equates to what you're saying, but this one thing that always gets me about us that I've seen, and it's a meme I always see, like we're quick to congratulate somebody that got a new job, but we won't congratulate somebody that's starting a business. Why is that?
And that's the questions that I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. Why is that? I don't understand it.
I don't either, and I think that's part of why for me I keep stressing on. I mean, especially the entire time we've been on this platform. Like, I beg each individual person to think for themselves. Don't let anybody or anything shape your narrative to a point where you can't see the forest for the trees. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to be deceived, and there's so many people who are waiting to take advantage of our naivete or our emotional immaturity or our reaction or just our willingness to be accepted or to be treated fairly. We so desire it that sometimes we take shit that ain't fair because it's closer to being fair than what would be offered normally. And I just wonder, like, where does the balance or the line get drawn where it's like, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to pass on this opportunity and see what else I can get. Because, like, I go back to when I was in Orlando and the guy was telling me to come stay at his house. It's like, nah, there's nothing that could come from me staying with this guy that's going to benefit me short or long term when I know what the ulterior motive is.
Right.
And I'm not a participant of that community. I'm not willing to play that game for the sake of whatever he could, there is no benefit if it has to come at the price of my manhood, directly or indirectly. So, like, I just don't understand why that line is not more definitive for more people. Where it's like, hey, you know what? I don't have to kiss ass, or I don't have to, mistreat anybody to get to where I want to go. I can treat everybody fairly, or I can treat everybody with a certain level of decency and humanity, regardless of their ethnicity. Because I'm sure, waiting tables, I'm sure I run across people with all different types of views, and some of the people might not want even a black man bringing them their food.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck what their personal affiliations are. Our interaction is strictly based on me providing a service to the best of my ability. And that's the beginning, middle, and end of it for me. So I'm not emotionally attached to that person, and I can still treat them with the highest level of respect because I'm providing the service. You see what I'm saying? And I just don't know why more of us don't compartmentalize our experiences and interactions with each other and other people like that. But then again, like I said, my ex-wife was a great-granddaughter of the Confederation, and my uncle was security for Minister Farrakhan. So I'd have seen, you know what I'm saying? But it's like...
Well, Cookhouse was a bitch.
One of them cookouts. That's why my mixed kids all fucked up in the head. Look at the goddamn dynamics. But we'll go on a lighter note. Hey, I jumped on stage and did comedy last Monday for the first time in 6.5, almost 7 years.
When was that?
Went down to Brooklyn in the spot. Shout out to Ben there in Brooklyn.
Okay.
What is it, Mike Check Mondays?
Yeah, Mike Check Mondays.
Yeah, Mike Check Mondays at Main Street Steakhouse. I think it's 1112 South Main Street. Yeah, shout out to them, man. I was up there just fucking around, and Ben was like, keep going. I was like, oh shit, I got a couple laughs and shit. It was cool, man. I was still a long way off, but shit, that shit felt good to get back and try it though. So
That's right.
I love comedy though, man, cause like just to be able to like, take your own thoughts and ideas and try to find a way to make it palatable for so many people. That shit is so hard.
It is.
But
It's
it's
extremely hard.
so rewarding. That like getting a standing ovation in comedy, I think, would be greater than getting a standing ovation singing for me at this point, because I can imitate other people who great singing. So even if I can't sing that great, I know how to fake some of that shit. There's nobody you can imitate as a comedian. Even if you're an impressionist, you still have to be yourself doing it. You know what I'm saying? And like that's, I think, what make comedy the greatest form of entertainment like possible.
I have always said I hold comedians in the highest regards, only because all my life people are like, you funny. Yeah, I'm funny. I say funny shit, but I could sit here and say funny shit for 30 minutes straight, but I could never.
With the light on?
I'm just saying I could never go on stage and do it. It's not the same thing, and I respect you, I respect Trey, I respect anybody that can do that, because I mean it's not for the weak at heart. You cannot understand. Like and this is a question I always and this is not an interview. This is a question I always wanted to ask a comic. Why? Like why? What do you get out of it? I mean, it's like what is it that great that you put yourself out to possible fail like that? Because in me, like you said, nothing's greater than a standing ovation for a comic. But when you're out there and you're the only motherfucker on that stage and you can hear crickets, that probably hurts more than anything in the world.
Especially when I was going through a divorce and I'm hosting. Yeah, that was the worst shit in the world. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's just, sometimes you feel like you don't even blame yourself.
Have you ever really bombed, Trey? I mean, like really bombed.
I don't even call it a bomb, because really it's like, that's what I'm saying, it's certain shit that, especially it's like, as a comedian, we do a certain amount of material. I could do a joke, one joke, and I can formulate it into 10 different ways. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the same one joke, 10 different ways. So if I know it works. You know what I'm saying? So if it just says this particular joke doesn't work, and it wasn't, but maybe it could have been my fault, because it could have been my fault that I didn't present it right, I didn't line it up right, but if I do it the same way I did it with a crowd that with almost a standing ovation, or this and that, then it's like in certain rooms, people might just not be ready, or people might just not be attentive. You got certain you got certain rooms where a motherfucker be over there watching the goddamn game. Like,
So you're saying that the same joke that kills in one club can literally bomb at another?
It can bomb in another one. It can it definitely if it ain't lined up right, it can bomb in another one. So I don't. I really don't play. As comedians, we don't go. I don't. And I feel like once you go up there thinking bomb, you gonna say bomb. And if you say bomb, most likely you gonna bomb. So I don't know no comedian really goes up there. I mean that I really know that's doing all right in the game right now. That's gonna go up there thanking for y'all opinion. It's really going up there. I'm going up there to just to talk my shit. Or just for I got something to say. And I want you to hear it. I want you to laugh. I want you to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? Well, but at the end of the day is, I get them again. I get them next time. Cause or maybe they just won't hear for it, or they maybe just won't hear for it. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying a lot of comedians not so quick to blame themselves if the set didn't go right. It's so many different variables into it. So I mean, hey.
Have you ever been on stage and said to yourself, I ain't doing this shit no more?
I did for 6 years. That's why it was a big deal that I went and did it last week. Yeah, that shit. Yeah.
The love that I got for it, I think is kind of different for me specifically. It's from birth. It's really for as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a comedian, and that's God's honest truth. I was a weird kid. I'm pretty sure it was somebody asked me, what you want to be when you grow up? And I'm pretty sure I said, I want to go to the NFL. And I don't mind doing comedy. So for me, it's different. It's like, I don't know. To fail is to fail. You know, it's almost a setup. You're setting yourself up for failure. If you looking to fail, or you can't fail, I can't fail in this shit because I'm just here to do it. This is my God's gift. I can't run from it. I try to run from it. It should just bring me right on back to that motherfucker. So I don't know. It's different for me. I don't even look at failure with comedy even as it's even a possibility. There is no plan B. It's always plan A.
Do you feel like it's calling you back? You?
Yeah, well, the purpose of me wanting to do the show was just to learn the nuances and wanting to get ingrained back into, because comedy is not really, you can't just get up there and do it. You have to hit stages and mics consistently. It's a rhythm, and it's like volume shooting. If you don't go to the gym every day and get a certain amount of shots up, at some point your rhythm is going to be thrown off. Mm-hmm. And you have to really be addicted to the grind. And that's the one thing I commend more than anything else, is because even when I didn't have the passion that I'm starting to develop for it now, before, I was in a lot of those spots trying to learn how to do it and taking bumps and bruises. And I think for me, I'm probably way more critical of myself than I should be because I don't consider myself a comedian. What they do, I'm not at that level. A comedian is like probably 8 steps above where I'm trying to get to right now for me. So,
in what aspect though?
Because when I think of a comedian, I think of somebody who's seasoned, somebody who's already been through the growth spurts, and like all right.
So what do you consider yourself then?
I'm somebody who's trying to learn how to be an entertainer.
Okay.
And like
that's also somebody who's really a comedian.
But this is what I mean though. Like with Seinfeld, for an example, he was talking to Garfield one time, and he asked Garfield how long he been doing comedy, and Garfield told him like 9 years at the time. He said, "That's your age. You're a 9-year-old in comedy."
Oh, okay.
So for me, even though I've been around it 7.5, 8 years, I only put in 1.5 years worth of work. So it's unfair for me to even pretend like just because I was around with some of the other people who still have done it consistently, where I started out maybe around the time they did, I can't denigrate or disregard the work that they put in consistently when I carried my ass back home when it got too rough for me. Okay. Or when I was too pussy to face that I got booed, or I bombed a couple times in a row. It's like, all right, you know what? I ain't got to do this shit. I can sing. Fuck y'all. And it's like, that's some pussy shit. So I ain't respect my own journey. But like I said, I was going through a divorce. I'm looking out in the crowd. The nigga that's fucking my wife could be right there, going back telling her I bombed, and they laughing at me. Yeah, the nigga trying to do comedy. He's stroking the shit out of my ex bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was in a bad mental space. You know what I'm saying?
But you still was tuning. And that's what I'm saying. Even as a comedian, like you just said, you have to get into rhythm. And comedians know that. They know they have to get to these rooms to even get to the get back to that level that they want to be at to start actually doing some good shows. You know what I'm saying? Some good shows. So even with that, we know. Like you said, G, when you asked me, how can you bomb? And then I told you it's certain settings. As a comedian, he'll come in first day back. First day back. I ain't been doing comedy. I know I'm a comedian. I know I'm good. I know I got this shit like the back of my motherfucking hand. But if you catch me on the first day back into the game, and after I've been chilling for a little while, and you know what I'm saying, I took my little off season, and now I'm back in the game. You might catch me on a bad night. You might catch me in a bad night. I ain't even jumped back into me yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm brushing off the dirt, and a person who hasn't never seen you before, they will not know that that's your first time. You know what I'm saying? Let's imagine I can, you can vouch for people who seen you before, like, I know Trey City. Oh man, I know she was just playing around with that one right there. But if somebody who sees me for the first time.
But singers don't get that chance. You see what I'm saying? So for me,
I do. You can lose a note. No, you can lose. A singer can go out there and break down in the middle of a set, and you can redeem yourself by hearing a voice.
This 2024, right? I got people to this day, and I wish this was my old live, so my old Facebook, so more of the motherfuckers would be on my page. They can tell you right now, there are people to this day that remember booing me in the 8th grade talent show. Like, they'll see me in the street. Hey, yeah, remember we booed your ass? And you was good. We just had to boo you just cuz. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, but look at it like this. As an accomplished singer as Alicia Keys is, she's still getting flack for those bad notes on the
Grammy winning, Grammy nominated,
I don't
Grammy
think she
winning.
can sing.
See,
Well, I mean, yeah.
There's some people that says that Alicia Keys is one of the beautiful soulful voices.
Yeah, her was nails on the chalkboard for me. But it's all subjective.
It's all subjective.
Ultimately, and like I said, I think another thing people don't realize or don't take into account, there are different brands and styles of comedy too. Because like for
that was my next question.
For me, like, let's take like a Marlon or a Sean Wayne, somebody who does more physical comedy, or it's more based on the impact of the energy that they bring. That's not my lane. You'll never see me on stage, wilding or just like super hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's not my energy in general. Like, when I look at the comedians, I would want to liken myself to. I'm looking at George Carlin, Dick Gregory, Paul Mooney, along those lines.
Political stuff.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be just political, but socio commentary more than anything. Social commentary more than anything else, for real.
So, question: did you know Monday when you left here that that's what you were going to do? When you left here Monday night, did you know you were going to get on stage?
Well, I knew I was going down there. I didn't know if they would have time or not. When I got down there, she said they had time. I was like, fuck it, because I went 2 weeks ago to get on stage, but we got there too late.
Oh, okay.
But that was kind of a thing where I wanted to get every time that they got me, because every other Monday, so like next Monday, like I want to try to get in the habit of like hitting it, you know what I mean? Because like the comedy is still fresh on my mind. We talking about it, we engulfed in it. So it's like, hey, let me try to apply some of the things I'm learning from Trey or from D-Lo or JT or J-Ron, anybody else that came in. Like, I'm picking everybody's brain the whole time, and I'm trying to find ways in real time to rapidly absorb this and then reapply it. Because like I said, all these people have done what I'm trying to do. So I'm learning something from everybody that come through here, or even every conversation, even this one. You know what I'm saying? Because life is all subjective in my opinion, and everybody got their own X to solve for. So I just try to find, different ways to take new information and make it pertinent immediately. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting on it, because if I sit on it, then I'm going to sit on it too long. Pause. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to go ahead and just get right to it immediately. You know what I mean? And,
are you Trey, are you a storyteller or are you a joke teller?
I'm more of a storyteller. I base a lot of my jokes on my life, a lot of situations I've been through, going through life, through my past and stuff like that. And I got a lot of family. Like I told you, I got a lot of comedians in my family. So I kind of round up a lot of my storytellers off of their stories, and me explaining who they are and diving into my uncles and my moms and my grandmothers and my dad and my brothers and my sisters' lives, and just bring that to life in a lot of me, because you know what I'm saying, it's my little world.